All right, y'all, 90 days of Facebook Live, day 10. I am squeezing this one in. It's a little after midnight, but I'm still on shift, and it's still the 11th in the West Coast. So, supplements, what's up with them? Some supplements are pretty good to take. There's just a couple that are worthwhile. A good fish oil is something that's really needed in our diets. We have really low omega-3 in most of our Western diets. Vitamin D is a known deficiency problem across most of Western worlds, um, from due from our diet and lack of exterior or sunlight exposure. So those are two really solid things. That being said, you probably don't hear too much about that, and you'll hear all about protein powders. You hear all about the pre-workouts. You hear all about the BCAAs. You hear all about all these other things. And at the end of the day, honestly, I think for your average person, it's not worth the money being spent there. Um, for starters, there is absolutely no regulation in the supplement industry. The FDA isn't sitting there inspecting these things to make sure that their brands or the the nutrition information is correct, and that the ingredients are actually what's in there. Um, Anybody can start a nutrition company. All you need, or a supplement company, all you need to do is get in contact with certain labs that'll make your mixes, put your labels on them, and boom, you've got a supplement company. I'm sure there's a couple more steps, like you want to get an LLC and stuff like that, but in regards to licensing, it doesn't exist. Stuff like pre-workouts, it's most of it. What it is that gets you all hyped up is the caffeine. A lot of it has a shit ton of caffeine in it. There's some other things that will help you get a better pump, but by and large, it's not. You're not moving the needle that much. You're gonna feel like you are, but I promise you, a lot of it is placebo. Protein powders. Protein powders, it's they're really good to have. They're really good to fill the gap to get you to your protein targets. That being said, they aren't the end all be all. What the amount of protein you guys actually need to be looking at is somewhere between zero point 0.8 to 1 gram of protein per pound per body weight times body weight. And if you're very overweight, you don't want to use your current body weight. You want to use either your goal or your lean body mass. So if somebody weighs 350 pounds, you don't want to eat 350 grams of protein. You're going to be good if your goal weight is, let's say, 225. You base your numbers off of that. But yeah, protein powders are very handy, but for the most part, stick to whey isolate. That is by far the best type of protein powder out there. Very lower calorie to protein. They take out a bunch of fats and everything, so you're getting a lot of protein. And a good way to know how much the protein percentage is just to quickly look at the nutrition facts, look at how many grams of protein per scoop, and then look at how much each scoop weighs. And you want to get as close. You won't ever get 1 to 1, but just get really, really close. Last thing I want to cover, BCAAs. There's been a lot of hype lately over BCAAs. This thing kind of seems like every 5, 8 years it comes around. Um, it's it They don't do anything. The BCAA are branched chain amino acids, and those exact amino acids you get from protein. So if your protein intake is adequate, your BCAAs you're taking is just not doing anything for it. You already have enough in your system because protein is built from amino acids. So you're not really filling any kind of gap. You're not really moving anything. The BCAAs are not that great for the majority of people. Now, if you're let's say you're a vegan, very beneficial, because vegan proteins are a little bit harder to fill. So getting those amino acids in there. Some people that could see a little bit of value in BCAAs are people that work out first thing in the morning, fasted. That does seem to help a little bit, but by and large, it's not gonna be something that's gonna change your life. At the end of the day, supplements, I believe what they're gonna do is they're gonna move the needle just a little bit. If you're someone who's got everything dialed in, if you're like a professional athlete and you've got everything dialed in, you bring in these things, these supplements, and it moves the needle a lot more. But if you're someone like general population that you're not on stage for bodybuilding competition, you're not going to CrossFit games, you're just looking for general health, you can get almost everything you need from your food. And that's the most ideal way to get all your nutrients and your macros and everything that you need to get. All right, man. That's probably a long one for today, but I'll catch y'all tomorrow.